evening, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. They, them, that, and the others, don't matter. Tonight, we're going to be talking about what I'm calling the trauma eve. Ooh, spooky. Well, not really. It's your traumas or anniversary dates, as they call them. I remember learning about this in one of my psych classes, and so that's what prompted this, as well as a recent event. We often have our birthdays, our Christmases, I don't know, Kwanzaa's, Hanukkah's, right? Easter, St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Drinko, whatever it may be. I swear this fucking computer screen keeps fluttering. Okay. The weekend, a Friday. Maybe your afternoon break because you love your job so much. No, but seriously, anniversary dates, these are typically, though, when there's a traumatic event, and we'll define trauma. We're going to have a whole thing on that, but I've defined and, from my understanding, discovered that trauma doesn't mean what we're taught. It actually means trust, true, trough. It's the opposite of the crest. So it's one half of the cycle, the waveform. Again, not to digress on that now, but it'll translate to trust, is what I discovered, and adorn. And then we have ma at the end. So it means to trust mother or to adorn her. Trauma actually might be the complete opposite that we think. More to come on that. But right now, oh yeah, it's that good. Right now, though, we're going to talk about the anniversary effect. So I got a couple little websites, couple little things, some notes, and just some personal testimonies. You like my sweatshirt? I might drop the hood from time to time. Let's go in. Gotta buckle up for this one. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Ooh. Oh shit. Shaking everything. Okay. But no, the anniversary effect. This is really cool, actually. It's a really neat discovery because you're gonna be aware of certain things, just like even in a month, how the moon can play a little havoc on people and they go lunatics. But yeah, these are bigger and these are going to be on the yearly marker, typically because it's a single event. And it might explain why certain times of year aren't very happy or leading up to them. So let's just read this. Why not? So there are many dates that mark occasions throughout the year that bring us happiness. The first time we met, the last day of school, the moment you got engaged. Oh, the day you enlisted. The day you enlisted? What the hell is this shit? Birthdays, Thanksgiving, should approve for this. Thanksgiving, Christmas, wedding anniversary, Valentine's Day. But there are days on the calendar year that are hard to take. The day a loved one died. The birthday of someone special who's no longer alive. The date of a serious accident you endured. These dates press on in your mind, body, and soul. Oof, in distressing ways. When they arrive on the calendar, you feel sad, lost, even pain. The clinical term for this experience is called the anniversary effect, sometimes called an anniversary reaction. Well, we become proactive instead of reactive. They teach us to be reactive. That's why everything's messed up right now. But we'll flip the script on that one. My chair's popping, sorry. This psychological experience is defined as a unique set of unsettling feelings, thoughts, memories, and physical strain that occur on a specific date of a significant trauma. For some, the anniversary effect causes a re-experiencing of the loss. For others, it heightens the stressful aftermath of the event. Certainly for all, the anniversary of the day is marked with enormous emotional and physical pain. It could also be seasonal. It could be a whole time of year, not just a day, which I think they're about to mention. So let's just finish this. It's pretty quick. Sometimes you can trace the reason why you're feeling sad, irritable, or anxious. You look at the calendar and you connect the dots from your current emotional state. Oh, that's it, to the traumatic event. Some might not know, though. Most don't. Well, depends. For example, you readily recognize the date of a natural disaster or when your father died, the date your cancer diagnosis or a miscarriage, just to name a few, okay? Their examples are so silly. No, they're not silly. These are very serious. But there are dates that aren't recognized or readily made conscious to us in the calendar year. They are subtly stored in our memory in less time-specific ways. The anniversary effect may come in sensorial, yes, Or seasonal ways. For example, autumn reminds you of when your child left for college, or a hot, humid day recalls you the time you foreclosed on your house. They have a typo in here. Yeah, I guess when your house was foreclosed on. So even temperature can trigger that. An icy storm summons the moment of a life-changing car wreck, or fireworks on the 4th of July stirs memories of fighting in Iraq. It's funny because earlier they talked about like good times, like when you enlisted, and then they're like, oh, but by the way, now that you got shell shock because you saw all your homies get shot in the face, your brain is not happy anymore. But no, I actually know recent or well vets from the early 2000s, and they said on 4th of July and New Year's they go camping. Maybe not New Year's because it's winter. They do something else. But yeah, 4th of July, they said basically they're like, yeah, we get as far away, and this is Northern California, so it's rural. They're like northern, Redwoods, northern. That yeah, he said it's not nice. They like to go where there's not big bangs, big booms, big bada boom, big bada boom. Anyway, if you know, you know. Okay, when you live with depression, you may live with two calendars. This I really like. Two calendars. Woo! How many calendars we got, Bob? Lots. Apparently two. One that keeps track of time, our Chronos calendar, while the other stores emotional experiences. Ooh, I like that one. And when it comes to anniversary effects, you need to be mindful of the dates of trauma in your life. Another thing to be conscious of in the first year. Oh, okay. This is since it's the first year, it could be a month, 3 months, quarterly, 6 months increments, and then there's the year marker thereafter. But I like the two calendars. That's a good one. I'm going to incorporate that another thing into other stuff. It just goes on to talk about ways you can help. Is just having healthy structure, is to note the negative events that uniquely touch your life. You're more conscious of when these events are coming up or in their moments. You can double down on self-care, like really ramp it up, maybe diet or, do some more saunas, maybe reflect, have like a mid-year, what the hell do they call them? I just drew a blank. New Year's resolution. I used to say that you can have a New Year's resolution any day of the year. Maybe it's a time to wake up a little bit, a little more self-care. It's long-term, not just in the moment. Let's see here. Don't be surprised. That's a good one. Reach out. You're not alone. Obviously, just amazing, great stuff we need to do anyway. Just preparation, and that could take time. You might not be aware of it for years, and then all of a sudden you are. Those dates, you're picking up on patterns. Remember, patterns equal problems, or if not problems, at least something to be aware of. Okay. Yeah, so that was it for that. They just said, look at the calendar, look ahead of time, remember, be aware of it. You can analyze your life. You can even do this because you might not have been aware that, say, April 7th, this happened, or whatever, December 18th, blah, blah, But then you start to look at it and you're like, oh, wait, that's when my grandma did die and I was 9. And I don't know if I ever fully processed that, or this was when that car crash happened, or whatever it may be. Let others in. Don't feel isolated. That's a good one. Limit media. I love that as I'm looking at social media, or like, well, internet media. Same thing. Like, don't watch the TV. It's all like public traumas like 9/11, disasters, somber holidays like Memorial Day or Veterans Day. Veterans Day have significant media coverage, but just basically said limit yourself to the media because the media is bad. It's all fear-based. They don't really say that, but that's basically what they're saying. Oh, yeah. The media revisits distressing imagery. Ugh. Yeah, fear-based. Fear, worst thing ever for you. It's why it's everywhere for you. Get it out. Get it out. That's good. Take good care. Ask for help. Okay, we talked about all these. Here's one more quick website that I'm going to go off. I am already, I guess. But yeah, there's can be PTSD. I mean, it all depends too on the severity and how you're able to process it in the moment and subsequent years thereafter. But this is a good primer to just be aware of. Traumatic events, it says, just a bunch of examples. Basically anything that's ever happened to you that's bad, that's fucked you up. And or it's in society at large too. It can be, not just local to you, a certain event or person that did something to you, but it could be a general collective experience as well. This is good. Why do we experience these? Well, duh, because it's freaking written into our code now. Because the body and mind remember trauma. People can continue. I said that all trauma for your mama. People can continue to have reactions to painful or life-changing events throughout their lives. Yeah, no shit, Bob. Okay, redundant. It's like John Madden analyzing football games. He's like, you got to just go boom through the hole and you got to score the ball and you got to get down the field. It's like, John, you're just describing the game, like the literal point of the game. Can we get a little more in-depth analysis? Yeah. We're going to draw lines over here and see dudes are going to run over here and run over there and run over there. It's kind of like your brain. Anyway, sorry. Common anniversary reaction symptoms. Okay, these are kind of good just to fly through real quick. Flashbacks. Yeah, again, depending. You hear a big boom. Remember on the Cheech and Chong movie when he was with his cousin Strawberry and they were riding in the motorcycle and it backfired? And he's like, yeah, my cousin, man, he had, all this trauma in Vietnam. Or no, was it Chong? Wait, whoever's cousin it was, but Strawberry had the big birthmark or whatever. Anyway, the car backfired and he jumped out. He rolled into the bush because he was a non-veteran. It's funny. Anyway, sorry. Flashbacks, stress response. The amygdala responds to traumatic memories by preparing the body for fight or flight. Ooh, that's good. A trauma anniversary can trigger similar reactions when this event occurred, including sweaty palms, oh no, increased heart rate, chest pressure, or difficulty breathing. Sounds like a workout. Frustration and anger, okay, distressing memories, thoughts, feelings, body sensations, or pain, anxiety, dreams. Avoidance. Oh my goodness. Unconscious avoidance. That's a big one. Basically, these are just some standard reactions to shit. How to cope with an anniversary reaction. Okay, prepare. Here's the big one. Commemorate the event. This is what we're going to talk about at length. Talk with a friend, share your feelings, set boundaries with information. Again, it basically says don't watch worldwide events and news and stuff. Remember how far you come. Remember how far you've come. That's a good one. Revisit the healthy changes you've made. Any positive or unexpected gifts that came into your life. That's really good. Remember your reactions are okay and normal and have extra support around if needed. Give time for yourself. Seek professional help. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Or just listen to me. Something like that. Okay, let's get rid of these websites because now we're getting into the good stuff. Me. No, that was all good stuff too. I. So what is it? We already talked about that. Boom. I'm gonna delete that bullet point. What do you have personally? Dun dun dun. So for me, two big ones. Well, I guess a few. I got to figure out some dates actually to be continued. But 10/15, 1994 was the day I was burned. I was synchronistically, used to say accidentally, but not anymore, burned, set on fire by my best friend, Micah. Yeah, got some scars. Big ones. Can I show that right here? Look at big scars right there, all over my fingers. Blocked a ball of fire headed towards my face. Anyway, you're going to hear a lot of that. But an anniversary date, I don't know if I've been in a moment of like distress or anger or anxiety. I'd have to be then cognizant of it leading up to that, like say September, October, and to then pick up on patterns. But that's hard because that only comes in 1 year increments. I probably have had certain behaviors or mindsets during that time of year that I wasn't aware of, but I don't remember anything detrimental or weird or anything happening. But it's a moment. It's the worst day that turned into the best day of my life. So it's a huge beyond description words. Beyond description words, beyond the description of words, especially because the friend that did that was murdered 10 years later. That date I need to figure out. Not 100% when that was. I believe the weather was decent. So I want to say like spring or summer, but I don't know when it was. And 11/11, ironically, is a really big one. Like a dog died. There's been other events just throughout my life, amazing magical events too. There's been a lot, even historically, with family members and certain other things. And so 11/11 is a big one too. It's also a magical time of year. There's certain portals opening. 10/15 is a fraction. That's 2/3. That's also numerically a big time of year. I can't wax lyrical on that and all the astronomy, astrology, this synchronistic gematria. I know little. Speaking of death, one of our best friends, our homies, these are like homies going back to elementary school and middle school, the tightest group, class of 2000 Pally, like that shirt up there, Palo Alto High. Jason Moore just died a few days ago on, I believe it was the equinox on top of it. So it was either on 3/20 or 3/21, which is now going to be a day That lives in infamy, but no, seriously. An overdose, which is kicking my butt as far as fueling my fire to make a change in this world quicker, with more determination and more perseverance. Fuck, I love that, dude. I feel I'm also in a good headspace now with how I've healed from my traumas and certain other things, to where I don't know if something can get that downtrodden, that level, to where those websites were describing things to do to prevent it, unless it was like something insane like that happened in front of me, like all these people perished in the same crash or something. And of course, natural reactions, depressions and all that is normal, but these are the prolonged year in and year out, decades in the making ones, you know? So my mindset and my perspective on this reality and how it works and everything I've experienced and done and learned and figured out and philosophized and analyzed and listened and heard and listened and heard and immersed myself and just figured shit the fuck out. I don't know if these would affect me as they do. In fact, even when I found out about Jason's death a couple days ago, it didn't quite hit me like I thought it would. In thinking about it after I found out, I'm immensely sad, but it's a different sad. What's more sad is the disconnect of not seeing him for years, actually. And he wasn't that far away, like the Bay Area, like the same fucking state. That's the bullshit. We need to connect more. Ah, damn, we need to connect more. Fucking homies. And the homettes and the home days. Homies. This is what I really want to get into. It's not so much of like, oh, the negative and the. It's good to be aware of, in the sense that you might not know how certain things affect your flow of your year. You might not know why you might have been maybe a little more rude to a loved one, or a little more ornery at work. But my whole point to this is, I said Trauma Eve. We celebrate Christmas Eve, some bullshit. We celebrate New Year's Eve, more bullshit. Made up holidays, made up calendar years, parlayed off older, much more traditions. Very good occultic, the cabal, all that good stuff. The Zionist. Occult just means hidden knowledge. But yeah, once you start looking at all of it, you realize what it really is. We have all these Eves, which is interesting, like Adam and Eve. Eve's the evening. Eve comes up a lot. Why is that? Huh. It's also the great mother. The trauma means to trust Ma, adorn her, which is interesting because if you died and what you believe in, and we'll prove all this in videos to come, but where do you think all this goes? The DNA record, the Akashic record, the 0 point theory, all of it. Like, it's got to go somewhere. Every experience, every blade of grass, every grain of sand, every thought, every action, everything that's ever happened, all the everythings, as I say, would be stored in some universal bank. Even when science snitches on themselves, they actually tell you energy is not destroyed, it just turns from one thing to a next, which is basically saying there's no beginning or end. They just prove that something comes from nothing without saying it. Ugh. It's true, though. It's true. Yeah. She'll disgrace Lyson, and what is it? Bill Sly, the Lions guy. Bill Nye, the Science guy, and the Japanese Albert Einstein. That's the Machechu guy. The new three wise men. I forget, Makako, whatever his name is. He's from Palo Alto too, which is funny. I think he went to Cumberland. But anyway, here's my point. We're gonna wrap it up with this. I don't know why I went off on that, but the three wise men. Anyway, three not so wise men. The three deceivers. I used to listen to all of them. Saw one in person. Yeah. Anyway. Celebrate your fucking self. Trauma means adorn the great mother. What I was trying to say was, if you have your trauma, what my whole point is, we complete our cycles. If we had a story that was, say, scripted or not, just believe that it's random or not. Doesn't matter for right now. Where would that experience go? Would the whole point to not be to heal from it, to take that to your grave? Wouldn't you be doomed to repeat it if you believe that? And if you don't, you think there's just one and done and some dumb shit like that, or some atheists, which just translates to the heist of Ma. A couple other things, another video to come. You still believe this all keeps going. You still believe in your genetic, though, excuse and examples of everything that we came out of some pond scum. So then we'd have to then go into that of everything is then passed along, no matter which angle you want to look at. It's the same story. There's not multiple ways. Like, you believe in this, so that's what happened. You believe in that, so that's what happened. No, it's just one fucking happening, y'all, but to everybody. So you take that trauma, you transmute it, become an alchemist, take the pain, turn it. Take fucking 3. My camera keeps going off. This shit's too powerful. Like I was saying, so your trauma, okay, what do you think would be better? Taking a trauma, say when I was burned or my friend's dying, and having that experience just sort of stagnate and kind of stifle you or really stifle you every year, your whole life until you die, and you take that to your deathbed and you never processed it or completed the trauma, as I say. Whether you believe in the afterlife or having to repeat it in the next one, or you believe in nothing and it just sort of blows up and it goes into some other dude or thing or whatever, something, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's the same thing, no matter which side you're on. So then would it be more advantageous to life and betterment as far as your mind, body, and soul, whichever angle you're believing? Again, the eternal forever or the nothing explosion stuff? Doesn't matter. What would be more effective for change? To take that to the grave? Well, that still has a benefit. A guy that dies under a bridge, homeless and drunk, still gained something for this experience, still added something to this experience. God or whatever needed to perceive through those eyes. Or, for whatever reason, there isn't God and that person just had to die because there's some survival of the fittest or something like that. So knowledge is still gained on some level. You'd have to admit you couldn't not. But I think this would be more advantageous to this whole thing here we call life, earth, reality, actuality, falsity, is to complete that trauma, to transmute that trauma, to become a guy that lived under a bridge like a troll into a business owner with a nice house and family and some land. I thought my camera froze. It didn't. Or being able to then talk about your burns and to be able to talk about your scars. And every time you've chaired a meeting, every time you've talked in front of a group or a presentation, even at a county level, no matter what, people come up to you and tell you about what they feel like and what their scars are and what they've hidden. It allows them to then express themselves and to come out of their shell. I think that's the fucking ticket. And I think that God, wherever it is, or that exploding pond of dookie or whatever it may be, would actually rather have that be the story. So we complete our traumas. We adorn our mother. We trust our mother. Trauma doesn't mean what you think. And I'm going to define that in other videos. And you're going to be woohoo, boom, 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 mind explode in time. I don't know what that was, but let's go with it. It's time to celebrate. Fuck your Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Celebrate your Eve. No, okay, you can still celebrate those, but just learn what they really are. Santa's Satan. New Year's is in March. Yeah, get over it. I need to rock a hat. Because it says own your life. My fresh walkaware. My walkaware. And my funky ass cane that I found. Yeah, I'm getting a little sassy. That's what happens when you get a little confident. You get some swagger. Have a love for self. It's not narcissism. It's called self-love. I also call it narcissistic altruism or altruistic narcissism. Go with it. It's good. You can use it. It's a good one. It's polarity. It's the yin to the yang to the yin. The yin and yang yang, the yin yang yang, yin 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 yang yang. Now we're getting cuckoo for the puffy cocos. But listen up. This is very serious. As I hold a fucking, like, let me bang my gong. Hang on. Ah, very nice. Come a little more regal. Celebrate yourself. Remember I said it was 4:20 on the timer. Celebrate yourself. You're important. You're the whole point of this life. You weren't born for this. You were made for this. You weren't made for this. This was made for you. This is your reality. We all have a different one, yet we're all thrown in it together. It's the greatest polarity duality that has ever existed. It's the Midgard, the middle garden. It's why we're in heaven and hell. It's why we're in earth or a hearth or the heart or the hearth or the hearth or the earth or the heart or the... It's all the love and the hate, baby. One of my best friends from childhood just fucking overdosed. It's the saddest fucking thing ever. So even though I joke around and I get all psycho and weird and blah, 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 this is no joke. This is no laughing matter. Find your purpose. Turn your self-esteem and self-worth on fire. Turn that shit up. Ratchet it up on your feet, your roots. Let that shit rise up into your fucking head, above your head. That's where your purpose is, your meaning of life. So celebrate your traumas. The day I was burned on 10/15, which is the day to the fucking year after my other best friend's mom died of breast cancer. That's crazy. Just down the street from where I was burned. That's crazy. Two beings entered a realm as best friend. One was born in Lake County as a Pomo, adopted to Palo Alto. I was conceived in the Middle East, born at Stanford. How the fuck did our lives come together? How are we designing businesses at the same time? Talking on the daily, nightly, just about. That's synchronicities. I could go off on all these homies. Dave, where you at? Brian, where you at? Jason, where you at? Micah, where you at? All the fucking homies. Ray was the other one I was talking about. Anyway, celebrate your traumas. Let's go off on this for a minute. It's going to be very hard. So pick up on those patterns, but then you can own your fucking life. Right? Take your dots, Goldilocks them, rise them up, rise them up. 2 on the dot. That's you. It's your dot. Unify your polarities. You have a pain from a trauma. That's you. It's you. So please own it and transmute and take it over and celebrate it. Take your ass out to dinner. You know, in the Aboriginal culture, and I can't generalize to all of them, but I believe I read this in some Australian book that said this. They didn't celebrate birthdays every year. They They celebrated when there was a big change, a monumental growth, maybe physical, but mostly mental, spiritual. So you could have one birthday in 5 years. You could have maybe 3 a year. It's like rolling the dice. It's like jackpot. It's like casino odds with your birthdays in the Aboriginal culture. You got all these kids like faking that they like got all smart at one point. Yeah, I had a great discovery the other day. I'm just trying to get my goddamn presents this year. Fuck this goddamn culture. No, I've been to Australia, the Outback, most amazing place ever. One of. So please, that's what we can do. We can become aware of it. Mark it on your calendar. The day I was set on fire, the day I was blank, the day my mom died, the day I was sexually abused, the day this happened, the day this friend died, the day this happened, the day whatever it is, find them out, mark them on a calendar, just go through the year and just what's significant. It could be amazing things. It could be a reverse anniversary effect and that some amazing thing happened. Analyze that. Just analyze the fuck out of all of it. Introspection. Go within so you don't go without. It's the only way. It's the only way. Stop watching TV. Get rid of your TV and microwave. 2 black boxes, 2 obsidian mirrors, 2 things you do not need in your life that only cause pain and misery. We'll prove that too in upcoming videos. Sorry. You probably don't like me anymore, but that's a good thing. That means I'm changing you. And I'm pissing you off. That's a good thing. That means it's time for growth. They don't call me the cool Rush Limbaugh for nothing. Nobody calls me that. I made it up, but I like it. If you know, you know, if you can date yourself a little bit, but hey, that's all good. So celebrate yourself. Have other people around. Fuck, give gifts. Can you imagine if we did that as a culture? Be like, dude, did you know it's Billy's trauma day? It's his trauma eve. And you fucking went out and you partied and you celebrated and got Billy a fucking card and some presents and a nice little steak dinner. Maybe you're vegan. Got some carrots, like the cool bundle from the farmer's market with the purple and the little yellow white ones, and they got the big stalks, and they droop out of your basket, so you look the part too. And you parked a little extra further away so you could walk a little further so people could see your nice basket and your nice carrot bundle. Meanwhile, you got some dude eating raw meat in the corner. It doesn't matter. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But what if our culture was like that? Can you imagine? Would your traumas own you, or would you own them? I'd like to think the latter. And by think, I know. It's the gnosis, baby. It's the true knowing, the true north. What's your true north? What's your Polaris? Polaris? The poles of Eris? Poles of Isis? No. But it is. You got two poles. Everything's duality. Look at 2 eyes, 2 nose, 1 mouth. That's the one breath. In and out. The pause is the pause. That's the gap. That's the God. Uh-oh. I mean pond scum moment or something. But yeah, we're going to do this more. This is just a video I want to put together. I'm feeling it. That's the House of Lords. They say quiet, please, because Parliament's in session. As I bang my desk with my stick scepter thing, that's got pipe tape around it because I'm like poor man's emperor. I called my buddy Raph that one time because we went to this AA meeting for young people's regional convention. Amazing. And he kept ordering all this shit in the hotel. He's so flamboyant and funny, but the sweetest, nicest, most loving, most amazing guy ever. And he's like, oh my gosh, do you have more pillows? Okay, can I get some more? And then he ordered ice cream. He's like, do you have chocolate sauce and all this extra more? Okay. And he's so nice on the phone, but still like kind of demanding. And I was like, Raph, dude, you're like and I always say poor man's this. I, do my sauna days at the gym. I call it a poor man's country club, and so I like it. It's a good one. You can use it. But then I said, dude, you're like a poor man's emperor. Motherfucker. My name means king. My name means king. My name means king. So I guess I can apply that to self. King, Khan, Cohen, the Khan, the coin. Celebrate yourself. On 10/15, that was the day I was burned. That's a major holiday now for me. 11/11 is too. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to have to find out when Jason died. I'm going to say 3/21, 3/21. I'm going to find out when Micah died. I'm going to find out a few more. And these are going to be my major holidays. And I'm going to have trauma eves. And I'm going to have 3 years sober next month. On 4/20, how the fuck does that even happen? I still even smoke weed, whatever. But how does that even happen? It does, because my life's one big ass synchronicity. My mama went through the goddamn pyramids in Egypt when I was in utero. You tell me I wasn't made for this, or this wasn't made for me, like it was for all of y'all. You don't have to have something like that happen. Every single one of you is important on a level you don't even understand or can comprehend. So you just need to unleash your awesome. Unleash your awesome. I need to raise my camera up a little bit so you can see my little Captain EO dude, which I just realized is right next to my grandpa's name stand thing that says Captain on it for when he flew for Pan Am for years. We're going to go off. We also walk towards our shadow. We like things that go bump in the night. That's my new one. We're not scared like little kids. We don't need a nightlight. We like the dark. We were scared. We can be scared. We have normal grieving processes, and all of that we do not feel. We go through it all. We wail if we need to. We purge when we need to. Those tears, turn them into laughter, turn them into cheer, the tears into cheer. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. Write that down. I will. Ding. Anyway, now we're starting to ramble, so I don't want y'all to start scrambling while I start rambling. I'm looking at this pretty background. It's this Irish castle with this green grass. So beautiful. Little sheep everywhere. Fucking Jason. God damn it. Love you, brother. I found a yearbook of his. Somehow a yearbook ended up at my house from him all these years later, and I always meant to give it to him. He wouldn't have it if I didn't have it. It would have gone lost or something in the transition of his lifestyle at the end, at least. It ended up in a storage unit. I have it now. So amazing. I'm going to give it to his family. Unbelievable. Celebrate your traumas. Trust your ma. That's what trauma means. Adorn her. That trough. It's the bottom of the crest. It's the up and the down. It's down. It's your greatest achievements in life come from your hardest moments. Your greatest fears, everything. The physical pain, the emotional pain, everything that came from my great traumas has molded me into who I am today because I also took action on them and I decided to own what happened and to just use it instead of a hindering, crippling, push you down monkey on your back. Not even a monkey, like a goddamn elephant, a blue fucking whale, Atlas with a stone. I do loaded carries now. I'll put that beanbag bag or whatever not on my shoulder and I rise that up. I don't miss workout days. I'm not swole, but I'm, decently cut, if you will, because I decided to do something for self. Last 3 years, haven't missed a workout. It's part of my recovery. What are we recovering from? What are we recovering from? We're going to get etymology, wordplay. It's a fun one. I beg and urge all of you. If you need any help, reach out. I'm here for you. 2onthedot.com. That's 2onthedot.com. 2onthedot.com. Don't forget that dot in there. Any problem we can solve because the solution existed before the problem. That's literally how this reality works. You're going to hear me say that a lot because it's true. Something's going to bump in the night. It's your trauma. It's at the door. Oh God, what do I do? I'm not making fun of you, actually. If you haven't healed from this is very serious, but go with it. It's my humor. It's a good one. Who is it? Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? It's your trauma. It's that time of year again. Oh no, what do I do? Do I hide? Oh, no, I get angry. It's an unconscious fear. Okay, I'm going to be rude to the dog and not do well at work and be angry at my husband. Yes, perfect. Good, that's what I wanted. Wait, what? That's what you wanted? What are you talking about, trauma? Never mind, I didn't reveal the secrets. Okay, I'm just getting crazy, but your energy doesn't want to leave. What it ingrained itself in, this is a whole nother lecture. It'll be like, boom, primed to not die. Energy doesn't die. So that trauma doesn't want to die. It wants to perpetuate. And if you stay in that fear-based state, if you stay in those maladaptive behaviors, those unconscious driven motives, as well as the conscious barriers and excuses that come from them, it won't die. It can't die. So your only solution is to turn it into something else. I'm only talking to you right now because of that. I got to get going. I love y'all. That's 2onthedot.com. That's a Key on Show's Variety Hour with Truth and Laughter. That's my co-host T. What's up, player? He's a gangster. He was locked up for 65 million years, 8 days. Probably just a few thousand years. Dinosaurs are probably not what they say, but I probably lost a few more after that, but it doesn't matter. Let's bang on some shit. Own your life. Own your life. Own your life. You need to find your fate. Remember, it's the House of Lords. Parliament's in session. Quiet, please. That's my gavel. It says 2 on the dot. It says find your fate. It says claim your destiny. It says own your life. Why? Because that's a bloody order and you've been assigned a task that seems impossible, but you can do it. You just need a little help from your friends. Love you. Yeah. Bonus time. This costs extra. Oh shit, I just lost everyone. Just kidding. These were just some thoughts, post-it note style, while I was at work. I didn't really work much today. Well, sort of. A lot going through my mind, especially with Jason and all. And it did hit me hard. It's just different. My mindset's so unique now. It's like the last 18 months or so, it's just transformed on such a different level. More to come. Everything's more to come. I got so many videos to make. But I was thinking, you don't have to have this whole trauma eve party, like this whole pre-celebration, cards, steak dinner, broccoli dinner, don't matter. You don't have to have this whole thing. That'd be cool if you did, and eventually you'll get there, but it takes time. Be very slow with this. At the same time, though, you're picking up on the patterns of behaviors that can occur again seasonally, leading up to it, the week of, the day of. But it's reclaiming that because it is you. It's can be the most significant day of your life on a single event. We're talking those one-offs that are Not coincidental. There's no such thing. It's synchronistic. There's no such thing as accidents. Sorry to burst your bubble. If you want to call it fate or not, that's okay. Everything happens for a reason, or else it wouldn't happen. It sounds cliche, but that's the truth. Every bug exists for a reason, every grain of sand. So I was thinking, though, it's not really fair if you didn't have one of these major moments or a continued bad upbringing, because that could be it. What if it was prolonged, like abusive parents over years, say they're drinking or something else? And I guess you could, I don't know, pick a day. Maybe there was one significant moment in particular or multiple ones, and there was a day within that, even though it was, again, prolonged over 10, 12 years, 18 years. I don't know. Maybe you like certain numbers, maybe 3 6, maybe make it March 6th or June 12th, 6/12. You could do that. Fuck it. Make one up. Again, you can have a New Year's resolution any day of the year, a change. And then I started to think then too about it's not a New Year's resolution. You're not really resolving anything. You're just sort of making like a pseudo promise. Like, I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do that. You're like 3 weeks in. Wait, what was I supposed to do again? Never mind. We'll pick it up next year when you hung over. Yeah, this year's gonna be so much better. I swear to God. I gotta put my shades on. Oh, it's bright. Oh, it's better. Anyway, I'll have 3 years next month. Sober. I'm looking at my post-it note. I got this cool shirt on. It's the Warrior. Warriors, come out and play. Come out and play. But yeah. So I thought, well, this is particular for those. I get these off. Blue blockers blocking my big browns. It is more geared towards the ones who had a significant one day, that moment, or a leading up to. But again, anyone can do this. Fuck it. It's your life. Write the rules. And that leads me to this perfect segue. I love this. I got this writer. Remember back here? He's just bing up to the front, bing up to the front, just feeding me lines. Great comedy writer. Well, I looked down. It was 333 right when I said that. If your trauma, if this is the ultimate best day of your life, and I know it's so hard to hear that, it's almost impossible. It's taken me 30 years to be able to say that. Well, I was saying that a little bit before 30 years. I don't know when, years later, decades, for my great trauma. But if it holds some of the most, if not the most power of your life to control certain things like depression, anxiety, fear, reluctancy, procrastination, self-worth, self-esteem, the list goes on and on and on. Because this is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Spooky. Unison, universe, united in verses, united in conflict. There's a polarity, or it's the universe, the one verse. All around the world, same song. So it's universe. So what's the chorus then? That's what I want to hear. Is that what the angels sing? Anyway. Unison. It is the song. The big sang, not the big bang. And that's another thing. Don't worry about all this. You come from pond scum, because that's that version, or you come from God, Jesus version. It's probably something in the middle. There is a creation. If you look at the 5 pi golden ratio, there is a numerical sequence, a pattern that's in everything. So you can't deny that. That's a design. And if you're going to have a design, you have to have a designer or a creator. So then they're just prove that there's something that made this. I think we just proved a lot of stuff, right and wrong, in what, 10 seconds? Yeah, you're welcome. All right, back to the Trauma Eve party. It's your greatest day because it has so much power. You transmute it, you turn that pain into something good. It's energy, it's stored, it's encapsulated in that moment. Flip the script, change that memory bank. Again, I can't digress too much. This is just a recap on the recap bonus material. More to come though. So I figured I call it this because I had this Denzel moment one time when I was like, I know it sounds silly, but I was like, listen, I was getting all serious and snarky. I was like, look, this is your book. You write your chapters. You're the lead character, not a extra in the background. Too many people have been writing your own book. The authority, the author, the authority, the E-T, the et, the little author, like the little G, you got to be your author. AU is gold. Thor is Taurus, Taurus. It's the gold of your Taurus. It's your energy field, yo. This is etymology 101. So be your author and write your book because it's your book. Nobody else's. Right? You know how Denzel gets all, gets all aggro. It's like scary. You're like, oh God, he's intimidating. But it's like really comforting and motivating. You're like, oh my God, show me the way. But it's true. Be your own author. Own your life. It's yours. It's fucking yours. That's it. But if I say, own your life, because it's your life, because it's your life, because it's your life, spell your why. Oh, you are. It's our life. See how that works? It's one within it all. So I consider this your trauma, like your training day. Think about it. Like for me, I got knocked back so much. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt right now, but I couldn't even wear a short sleeve shirt for years. So long. I was so ashamed of those scars for no reason other than a pseudo fake, false, contrived social construct of perfection that is never to be obtained because there isn't that. It's a lie. Yet it creeps in on every level like water. Be like water. It sneaks its way in through everything. And those are the social programmers we don't like. It ain't conspiracy theory, y'all. It's truthspiracy, the conspiracy truths. To be continued on that one. So it's your training day. That's right. Be your author. Get after it. All right. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the Coens. I meant to say going. Freudian slip there. Again, this takes a while, but it helps. And then you could start so small. I love baby steps. We crawl before we walk. Actually, check that. We don't do anything. We're like swaddled up. We can't even like lift our head, barely open our eyes. There's just this little thing. It's like, what's that? Was that like a dying mummy look? That was weird. Can't even lift our head. Then we can lift our head. Then we crawl. Then we walk. We stumble. We fall. Then we can kind of trot, gallop. It's like a drunk penguin bounce. Little kids do the little bop, 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 bop. And they got a load in their pants. It like offsets their counterweight. It almost helps them because they're like stumbling, but then the dookie like helps offset it. It's like ballast stones in a ship or something. Sorry, it's weird. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Then we crawl before we walk, walk before we run before we jump, and then we take fucking off, young phoenix. Spread your goddamn wings and soar. So I like to take it slow at first, and this can be that. Don't have some big old charade. Just do one thing, and this is it. And we're going to end here with something real simple. It's going to be like this. Just state what happened. Your trauma eve on the day before. Just do this. What if that's tomorrow, gentle listeners at home? Maybe that's tonight. Maybe that's 6 months from now. It doesn't matter. Just try this. Just say what happened. Like, for example, I was burned. My best friend, not accidentally, but synchronistically, threw a ball of fire in my face and I blocked it with my hands and arm. Just simply state what happens. I was raised by psychotic drunk parents. My mom died of breast cancer when I was 11. One of my best friends was murdered. Another one OD'd. I was in a fateful car crash where my husband died and I flew through a barbed wire fence and scraped degloved the top of my head. Graphic, I know. A client told me that one time. Oof. Anyway, those were all real and true to people I know. Just state what happened. Your mind will kind of race, though. All of a sudden, it might go, yes, I was burned. God, that was so painful. How could that have happened? You'll start to mull through all these options. I'm going to wrap this up to be continued, but not options, but you're going to start to then explore, or you might be angry. So you might go, yeah, that's such bullshit. I hate that. I can't believe that happened. But go into that. Why are you feeling that? Or maybe you're starting to rationalize and not justify, but come to terms with it. Go into that. Feel that. What is that? Or not. But be careful. If you're doing this on your own, be careful. Always have someone you can talk to. You might need a professional or some shit. There's the legal disclaimer. Yeah, go get a professional. Profess something. If you emit something, emit is time backwards. So it's like you're reversing time by emitting because you're pushing it back out because it came in anyway. That's kind of silly, but not actually. It makes sense. We have a circle, right? You keep revolving. There's your New Year's resolution. Resolve. Are you resolving it or just revolving it? If you just change that one little bit of that circle, boop, just a little bit, break the chain. Where's my pen? Where's my board? That's a circle, kind of. Eat your heart out, Da Vinci. Fuck Da Vinci. Leonardo. Like Ardo, land of like the lion, Da Vinci. Vinci isn't Vidi Vidi Vinci like conquer. I gotta look that up, but it's basically like the lion who divides and conquers or something. It's probably made up. Fuck that dude. Anyway. Sorry, I probably just lost a lot of people, but watch this. Boop. We just put a freaking hiccup in that little bastard. And then when it comes here, Trauma Eve Day, watch this. Watch this. Boop, boop. Little staircase. That's a fucking spiral. You're like, that's nothing. Yeah, I know. Again, lift our head, crawl, stumble, walk, run, jump, take off. Take the fuck off. And it could spiral the other way. Baboomskis, squadoons. That's no bueno. We don't like that. We want to spiral upward. We want to spiral upward towards Jesus, towards the Jesus, towards Jesusito. Do we want to spiral upward? Yeah, spiral upward. You are Jesus. It's your energy. Sorry. To be continued. But anyway, that's Trauma Eves, baby. That was a whole lecture unto itself for 13 minutes in. I thought this was going to be like 5, but that's me. Take it or leave it. I hope you take it. I care about you, and I want the best for you. Just like they say in AA, we will love you until you can love yourself. Sounds stupid, sounds silly, but it's fucking true. That's what you got, Jason. I got a new thing right here, and I came up with this about a year ago. I say we don't rest in peace because peace, once they say peace, it's the V also. That's some agenda stuff. Peace just means in pieces. So we come in peace after we blow you up? No. Peace means pieces. We rest in totality. RIT, that's what I say. Or you're writ because you this goddamn camera cut off on me. But I was saying this. We RIT in wholeness, in totality. Like Humpty Dumpty. We fall off, we become shattered and scattered. Some pieces go really far, some are right there. We got to find them all and put them back together. Humpty Dumpty, that's going to be a whole lecture. I know I got a lot. We're just starting off. We're getting warmed up. This train is just getting ready to rear up and it's left the station. But everyone's invited. The SS Express to success, as I say. But that's what we got. So start small. Just state what happened. Be aware of the time of year. It's important. It's your year. Every year you're going to experience this for the rest of your life. That's your gift. Your trauma was your training day. Adorn your mother. Trust your mother. The great spirit, the great energy is what it is. Sounds whimsical? It's okay. You're still listening. Because you probably think I'm like, I don't know, kind of silly. So you're intrigued. I'm saying cool stuff, but you disagree. What's happening? Doesn't matter. Just start small. Buy yourself a card, a thank you card, maybe a get well soon card, maybe a boom, I fucking did it card. I don't think they make those, but maybe Hallmark's catching on to some dope shit. Anyway, that's all I got. Love you. Peace. Uh-oh. V. No, I still say it all the time. Get over it. That's T. That's my co-host. What's up, player? He's kind of a gangster. And I talk to him like this. Hey, T. What's up, Key? It's goofy. It's silly. That's how we roll. Love you. Love you, Jason. Bye. Here's a little side note. I swear my tangents pull me away from things I need to explain. And then I just go back and think I need to explain more. But then I think, can that just be its own video? Probably. Anyway, when I say training day, I meant what was the most significant, impactful day of your life? And it could be something amazing and good, like the birth of a child or, you know, maybe a graduation from anything. It doesn't have to be conventional school. It could be a discipline of some sorts or an amazing long, maybe a walk the Pacific Crest Trail or the Appalachian Trail or something. But anyway, your worst day is your best day in hindsight when you can learn from it, grow from it, and pass it on to others. You got to accept it first. So when I say training day, I just meant that is that it's training you for life. It's determined, well, I want to say determined, but it's surely influenced a huge portion of where you're at, where your life at, and you could where your life at, where your life is at. Now you could say everything that's ever happened forever. Every time you dropped your car keys to get in the car, and maybe that prevented you from a car crash. Something very benign could have saved your life. Maybe when you stubbed your toe, that could have been a few second delay from then. I don't know, walking under a icicle and it fell from a rooftop or a big branch, a widowmaker as they call them, these giant redwood ones, and then maybe that would have took you out. So something very simple could have been something really big. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. This is just a small, interjecture. I'm injecting something. But training day, like for me, for an example with myself, my training day has come later, just like it will with everyone usually, in that it's when you reflect back and then can learn from it. It's an education, right? The university, as we discussed. I heard one time that advanced degrees are more or less only a few degrees within a 360-degree wheel, some occult, I don't know if a Masonic or something or other, but let's just say that's all education's worth. So what would, as I did with my spiral, we want to turn that circle into a spiral to complete our trauma so it progresses up and advances ourselves, which would advance others, which is the point of life. Well, one of. It's just experience, actually, is the point, but it makes perfect sense, though. And also, train is similar to brain and rain, and I don't know, I got to look into that etymologically wise. The ain, the rain, ain, brain, train. I always thought that was funny because the name Brian is basically brain, but yeah, it's so significant that I feel like if you advance through that, that wouldn't be just a few degrees like a master's or PhD considered in their occult schooling, which is probably the only one we need to learn about. But hidden knowledge, that's all it means. But I would think it'd be like 30, 50, 100 degrees. That's a lot. So it's your training day. It's your trauma day. Celebrate your trauma eve. This is just a little something or other. Every time I walk away, I think of something else I need to say because my comedic dumb shit just pulls me in. Whoop, 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 whoop. It ain't dumb. It's fun. Thanks, y'all. I think that's it. I'm going to mumble for a minute in case something else pops in. But yeah, just want to touch upon that. And the circle into a spiral, that's a whole lecture, just like everything I say. But that's the point, right? Aren't we in a spiral? They kind of tell you that. Our spiral galaxy. Something like that. Kaboom. Time out. God damn, I keep doing this. I'm all set to jet on the. Let me add my little cartoons and finish this up. Then I get an idea, then I want to interject and put something else in here, something else. This is about training day. Training day. It's your book. Get out that pen and write your story. Anyway, training day. I was thinking your trauma day, whether it was a single event or years of abuse. Just think of it like this. Let's say it was a one day thing or a one event, a one moment thing. If it's your training day, as I'm calling it, How much train? And that sounds kind of silly. What's it training for? Your whole life has been determined. I don't want to say determined as it's the ultimate causality, but let's just say if it's a major contributor, it's a major contributor. So whether you've done or haven't done things because of it is, well, good to know and recognize. But for right now, let's just say it's a mute point because right now we need to say it's this. Pretend like, well, not pretend. You go to school for, say, 12 years. That's a lot of training. You study martial arts for a lot of years. That's a lot of training. Maybe to play a sport. That's a lot of training. How many years have gone by? For me, it's been 30 for mine. I've come out of this shell, I don't know when, but it took a dozen years or so into my 20s and then more in my 30s and now my early 40s. And I'm coming to bigger and better realizations just in the last couple of years. So it's got a lot of weight to it. 30 years of training. So think about it. You've been training for this moment. Your time is now. So make a decision for self. Get out of that job does it get you up every morning with enthusiasm and love that you almost don't want to quit? There's no retirement with your purpose. There's no waiting for the next break, the next Friday. Oh, it's Monday. Yay, it's Friday. Oh, it's Monday. Yay, it's Friday. Have fun. Okay. Or that relationship that's still unfulfilling, no matter how long you've been together, or where you live, or XYZ, ABC. Is your little kid self happy with where you're at now? Do you wake up every day with that enthusiasm? Anyway, it's your training. Whether it's created a lot of depression, it's in a sense been building up, right? Time to flip that script and use that energy against itself in a sense. I'm like, keto, the power's there. You just got to tell it it's something else. Change the perspective, the verbiage of things. So that's the training day. I'm going to do a whole video on it, I think, at this point. I like that. It's going to be good. And I'll work on my Denzel because it's your life. I don't know. It just sounds good. He's got that. And I probably said this on another clip, and I'm going to keep this. Oh, it's already 3 minutes. Damn. It's like, and I, again, probably already said this, but he's got that really, like, at times intimidating, I'm going to like shank you in a prison. Like, oh God, it's that guy. Look out. You're scared and intimidated. But then he also has this like nurturing, amazing motivation to it where you're like, I will die for you, my man. Let's go. I'll come back with my shield or on it for you. Fourth and goal, I'm a score touchdown coach for you kind of thing, which is what I like. So I'm going to embody that because I dig it. There's your 2 sides to on the dot.com. All right, time in.